Hi, I'm Danny Lipford.
And I'm Chelsea Lipford-Wolf.
Thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube. And don't forget to leave us a like and a comment.
And be sure to share with a friend, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notified of new videos.
Thanks and enjoy the show. This week our goal is to create outdoor living at its best, and it's a project I have been wanting to do for a long time.
A lot of it's driven by demands of a very demanding wife.
Demanding wife, huh?
People love to spend time outside, and I'm no exception. Over the years, I've helped a lot of homeowners create some really cool outdoor living spaces. So now I finally decided to do that at my own home.
Well, you know, after living in a house for almost 25 years, you're going to have a bit of an evolution in the backyard. A lot of it's driven by budget. A lot of it's driven by the age of the kids. A lot of it's driven by demands of a very demanding wife. And so there's a lot of things that evolve through that. And when it's all said and done, to be able to create that outdoor space that kind of blurs the line between the inside and outside works for everybody. The family gatherings, the times of relaxing, the times of cooking, and it also is a great amenity that goes along very well with the swimming pool.
Demanding wife, huh? We really enjoy our back patio, but so much of the time the bugs and the heat make it where we can't enjoy it.
So Sharon and I start the process by inviting a designer friend of mine, Catherine, to look at our backyard. Just the first thought would be to use possibly this as the kitchen, and we want to put a folding door system in here. I want to have it a lot more glass and a lot less wood.
Okay.
Metal.
Okay.
And then I want to be able to take this thing and fold it all the way over and have dinner right there and be able to pull down the screens all along here and have this completely open.
But yeah, I like the idea of utilizing the entire space and not looking at it as we're just going to add on this outdoor kitchen.
It's really more than an outdoor kitchen. You know, it's an outdoor living space. It's re-landscaping the whole backyard. I feel like it will be complete then.
You know, we're going to incorporate what you already have and then come up with a new addition to it, but that looks like it's been here.
Good.
You know,
Well, I definitely want to do that. I definitely want to tie in, and the roofs are very important over there, that we figure all of that out.
Well, you know, so many times when people are building onto their house, whether it's a porch or an addition, they'll get cheap when it comes to building the roof the right way. They just won't tie it in, they won't match the pitch, and that's kind of what I did before with the little lean-to. Served us well for all those years, but this has to tie into the house the way it was originally built. She's gonna freak out because it is a lot of work, but it's the right way to do it.
That means the first step of the project is tearing down that old lean-to roof so we can build a new beam system that will support a new, larger roof. Then we have to cut into the existing roof of the house so that we can tie in the framing for the new roof at exactly the same pitch as the rest of the house.
It was a lot of work. I did kind of freak out.
But we achieved our objective. The new roof blends in perfectly with the house, and now we're ready to begin implementing Catherine's plan for how to use it. You know, it may seem like a lot of space here, but when you start putting a sink here, a refrigerator here, of course you have to have a nice grill right in the middle, a little side burner, and then a smoker in the corner, little countertop space. You've pretty much used up the whole space you have available, but I can just imagine how cool it'll be to be here working in this space, and then with just a push of the button, a screen comes down to enclose everything. The system we'll be using is from Phantom Screens. I've used them on several projects for other people, so it will really be cool to have them in my own backyard. These screens diffuse sunlight and can block up to 92% of air transfer, so the enclosed area can actually be heated and cooled.
It's so nice that we're going to be able to have a screen room that we can control the temperature in.
To accommodate the screens, we're building pockets into the frame of the ceiling, which will house the motorized rolls of screen so that they're out of sight sight when they're not in use. All you will see is this beautiful stained V-groove we're installing over the rest of the ceiling area.
How do you keep your tablecloth from blowing away on a windy day? Well, I've seen people use duct tape and wrap bungee cords around the whole tabletop, and they make special clips you can buy, but the clips don't always fit on the table and they break and fall off. Well, I found a simple solution that'll work on any table with any tablecloth. Go out and buy these little plastic clips. They're called tarp clips, and they're specifically designed for holding down tarps. Instead of punching a grommet hole in it, you can use this. And we're going to use it to hold down the tablecloth with a small bungee cord. I'm going to first take one of the clips and slide it on to the edge of the tablecloth and push up this little retainer and tighten it up, and there you go. That's not coming off. Then I'm going to take a short bungee cord and hook it onto here. And I've got one on the other side I installed earlier, and I'm just going to connect the two of them with the bungee. There you go. And it pulls it nice and tight, pulls out all the wrinkles. You can see if I tip this up, I put one down on the other side. So there are two, one on each side. And now, no matter how much the wind blows, your tablecloth will stay put.
I'm renovating my own back patio to create a great outdoor living space, and for me, a big part of that will be an outdoor kitchen. We've extended the roof to cover the area, and now our brick mason, Truett, and his crew are bricking up the columns supporting that roof. He'll also be making the cabinets out of brick. To top them off, Alan and Chelsea are getting ready to pour some concrete countertops.
Your dad wants one piece 6 feet long, and that's going to be really heavy.
Let him.
Let him pick it up, right? That's the way I feel.
I'm delighted and surprised, really, that Danny's letting me spearhead the countertops. I'm really excited about this. I've always wanted to do concrete countertops. This is my chance.
While they're putting together the forms, I'm laying out the cabinets with Truett.
So all the bricks and everything need to be right, exactly level with that right there.
Essentially, they're laying several small brick walls to support the counter and hide the utilities for our appliances. By the time they're done, Alan's ready to prep the forms for concrete.
Yeah, we're going to talk the entire flat surface and all of the the vertical.
When Alan first handed me the olive oil, I didn't know what it was for, but it turns out that it makes sense when you think about it, a cooking surface, and you need something slick so that the concrete's not going to stick to our forms, so olive oil is the perfect solution.
Next, they'll add wire mesh and rebar inside the forms to reinforce the concrete. Tiny wires tied off to screws on the edge of the forms keep the metal in the center of the space so it won't be visible on any of the slab surfaces. Finally, we're ready to mix concrete. Renting a mixer for this chore will reduce some of the work and ensure a better mix.
Well, the machine makes it a little easier, but just a little.
We're using Quickrete's countertop mix because its formula reduces shrinkage and includes plasticizers that will help it flow into the forms more smoothly. After the forms are filled up, tapping the sides with a hammer will prevent any honeycombing on the edges of the concrete countertop.
But you could also come in with like a pad sander without any sandpaper on it and just hit the side. And that just...
But how do you know if you've gotten them all out? You don't? Oh, you can see them popping up.
You can see them popping through.
Once all of the forms are poured, we wait several days for them to dry.
Now you might wonder why we had plastic over the slabs even though it was covered. Well, if you slow the evaporation down on concrete, it'll reduce the likelihood of any type of cracking, as well make it a lot stronger. Just hope it didn't make it any heavier.
This is heavy, heavy stuff.
Push this way. Come on. Okay, now you can set it down all the way.
Watch your fingers.
Watch your fingers. Set it down all the way.
And to get all the people in the right place, Danny has to get inside the cabinet to make it work.
When you get to a point, can you do a puppet show?
Alan.
Oh, come on, he's there. I mean...
I'm loving every bit of this.
Alan will laugh because I got construction adhesive in my hair.
how's it feel?
It's karma. It's karma.
I didn't feel like anybody had the flexibility to get in there except me. And so I decided to get in there in order to make sure that it worked right. And I took care of it, did a little puppet show, and ended up with a little glue in my hair. It was great. Ow!
Oh, it was so dramatic.
It'll grow out in another year or two.
Once the counters are in place, we can remove the inside forms that create cutouts for the sink and the smoker.
That looks good.
So what do you think?
That looks really great.
You were thinking that you wanted it thicker.
Yeah.
That's way thick enough.
Why, for carrying?
Well, yeah, for the carrying part, for sure.
The look, too. I mean,
I just think proportion-wise
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Yeah, I guess so. Look, Chelsea let some bubbles stay.
Yeah.
That looks good though, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Having little spots.
character bubbles.
you know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to come in with some sandpaper. I'm going to do a 400, 800, then a 1500 grit, and put a nice sheen on this to remove any of the scratches and imperfections.
Okay, and that
But-
takes off this roughness.
But 28 days this has to, let's see, we're on, 22 more days.
Right.
That no stains at all. You can't put a drink on it. You can't put anything on
red
it.
wine.
No red wine for sure. It got to stay clean.
Okay.
You looking for something to do?
Are we, no.
Well, now that the weather is warming up, you might be in the market for a new grill. And if you're cooking for a large group of people, you can either be the hero of the party or the zero of the party, because everybody's standing around waiting for their food. But Next Grill has solved that problem. They've got a grill here. This is the Evolution, and you've got over 6 square feet of cooking surface. Now, there are 5 burners that, when turned on, give you about 62,000 BTUs of cooking power. You also have a side burner over here that's got 12,000 BTUs. So this is a pretty powerful side burner. And another thing is it comes with these inserts. Now these inserts are an infrared plate that you pop right over the grill here. And as these heat up, what they do is they evenly distribute the heat onto the surface so that when you put your meat on the surface, you're not having to drag all the meat to the sweet spots in the center. You can get all of your meat cooked evenly at one time. And it's got a temperature gauge that's easy to read.
The transformation of our outdoor living space is really picking up steam now that the cabinets and counters are in place. That allows us to install this pro-style vent hood from Braun to capture and remove all of the smoke that comes along with cooking outdoors. It's specifically designed for outdoor use with a powerful 1100 CFM internal blower that's both quiet and dependable. While the patio itself has changed a lot, the rest of the backyard hasn't. But that's about to change, especially this old dilapidated fence that surrounds it. Okay, here's what I had in mind. I've looked at a zillion different fences and different designs and all, and I like this one. A fence like this takes a lot of pressure-treated lumber, so we've put in quite an order with the folks at Yellowwood. The first things to go in are the 6x6 posts. We're using fast-setting concrete in the hole, so within several minutes we can install the 2x4 stringers. Then the vertical 1x8s go up.
Before, we were replacing boards one at a time when they rotted out. And now we have, actually it looks like a fortress, but it's beautiful.
You know, one of the things I really like about the design of this fence is that there's no place that water can get to the end grain. You know, so many times you'll have a dog-eared style fence with all that open grain that water can get into. It's not going to last as long as this. And now, with these copper caps that I found, we'll be able to really prevent any of the water from getting in to the 6x6 post, so I know they'll last a long time. And hey, I don't know about you, that's looking pretty good. Now we need to work on the landscaping between this fence and the patio. Down on the patio, Mark's crew is taking out the old glass doors and the transoms above them. They've offered a great view of the outside, but very little access because only one of the 3 doors was operable. That leaves a giant opening, which we're filling with a full view folding door system. Installing this massive thing is a little more complex than your typical patio door, but Mike and Drew make it look pretty easy.
Okay. Is
Hey
it
there.
complete and entirely operational?
Just a little bit of caulking, a little bit of touch-up painting, it's good to go.
Well, show me why you wanted this so badly.
Okay, well, let me show you that exactly, because with just opening that, a flip of a switch here, pushing that with one hand,
Oh, wow.
I can change all of the inside to the outside. Think about it, 8 people sitting there, 6 people sitting out here. We can have some fun with this.
That's really nice.
But all we
That's
need
really
is
nice.
a little bit of painting. Where's your paintbrush?
I know a good painter.
My next chore is installing this cool grill from Napoleon for the outdoor kitchen with Alan. Besides the grill, there's also a side burner, a refrigerator, and several stainless steel cabinets and drawer enclosures to put in place. The new pendant lights over the bar were created from concrete by Chelsea and our designer Catherine as a project for Chelsea's web show, Checking In with Chelsea.
It was cool to be able to do a project for my web show that was also featured on the TV show.
Chelsea told me about them. I wasn't sure when she was talking about them, but I
wasn't sure about concrete lights.
I love them though.
They really are quite terrific. I mean, they look really good with the concrete countertops.
Now it's time to get those screens in that will turn this patio into a real room. The first job for the crew from Phantom Screens is mounting these L-shaped brackets on each of the brick columns. So Tom, I see you got your track up, but you'll get your spindle in, and then the screen is going to be out on this side of the pocket.
That's correct. They'll be running right downside here in a track that we're going to install.
Okay. As they mount each roll of screen in these openings, Tom and his crew test the travel up and down, setting the upper and lower limits so that they are out of sight at the top and properly sealing against the patio at the bottom. I'm actually taking air conditioning ductwork and ducting out into this porch area. Now, I don't want it to run all the time, nor do I want to have to make Sharon get up on a ladder and open and close the vents. So I have a motorized damper that with a control of a remote button will open and close the dampers. To protect the area outside the screen from mosquitoes, Chelsea is getting ready to install Newtone's Haven lighting and mosquito repellent system.
How does that work?
Well, you have the light fixture, and then inside of it is a vaporizer. So kind of like essential oil diffuser, but instead of essential oils, we have our mosquito repellent.
Oh wow, does it have a smell to it?
No,
or-
it's odorless.
So when the light's on, the vaporizer's on?
Well, you can control them separately.
Oh,
So you can have light, vaporizer, or both.
Okay, okay. So if it's really cool and there's no mosquitoes out, you
Exactly.
would not have to waste your oil.
exactly.
Like many landscape lights, the Haven system works on a low voltage transformer, so wiring the system is safe and easy. Each fixture protects an area of about 110 square feet, so 4 fixtures will easily protect an average sized patio all summer long. The functions can be controlled by the sun or the clock with a timer controller, so the systems operate exactly the way you want, when you want it.
I thought the install was very easy for a novice to do, and since then I've actually installed the same fixtures in my backyard.
People who are building pressure-treated wood decks for their outdoor living space often want to know how long they have to wait before they seal or stain them. It's important to finish typical pressure-treated wood as soon as possible after completion of a deck in order to protect it. In the past, people waited up to 6 months before finishing projects, but that's no longer necessary with newer treatments like micronized copper. The new rule of thumb is 30 days, but your project could be ready in less time depending on factors like weather conditions and how long the material was in the lumber yard before you received it. The best course of action is to test the surface yourself. Splash some water on the deck boards, and if it beads up, the wood isn't quite ready to be sealed. Wait several days and test it again. When the water absorbs into the wood, it's ready to seal or stain. After years of thinking and planning, we finally have the outdoor living space we've always dreamed about. We've extended the porch roof to create cover for the outdoor kitchen I've always wanted and the living area Sharon always wanted. Plus, these new folding doors open up the inside to the outside, so you almost can't tell which is which. With new landscaping and a great new fence worthy of the pool and pergola we already had in place, now our view of the backyard is complete, and we can enjoy it comfortably regardless of the weather thanks to these great new retractable screens.
I guess all the chaos and all that was worth it though. It's beautiful.
Boy, I can really relate to homeowners and their frustration in making all of the decisions you have to make when you do any kind of remodeling project. Sharon and I probably made 500 decisions to make all of this work, but now I have the best of both worlds. I can enjoy it on a pretty day like today, or if it gets a little cold, hot, or the bugs get bad, I can push one button, the screens come down, and I can have even more of a comfortable area. Or I can pick up another remote, push the button, and I've got air conditioning and heating coming into this space, and gotta relax and enjoy a little TV every now and then. You know, this is a perfect atmosphere for a party. You know, it's great to see our friends and family enjoying the results of our effort, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Hey, thanks so much for watching.
You kids get out of my yard!
A little air in here.
It didn't look as bad as it does now, huh?
Thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner. And don't forget to like, comment, and hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified of new videos.
And be sure to click around and watch some more videos while you're here.